Hello there. I'm back continuing my series of songs from albums I've produced. And I'm going to do a song from an album that I did with my old friend Shelley Posen. Shelley is a wonderful, talented singer-songwriter from Ottawa, one of the best I've ever worked with. And he's a dear friend as well. We met back in university days, and we've been friends ever since. Anyway, in the early 2000s, he contacted me and said that he wanted to do an album of songs about Jewish culture that he had written. And I said, great, it sounds like fun. So we got together and put this album together. The album came out in 2003, I think it was, and it was called Manna. And it was a wonderful collection of great songs, cleverly written songs, beautiful, poignant songs about Jewish culture. And then a few years later, we got together and did another one that was called Menorah. And by the time I finished that second album with Shelley with songs about Jewish culture, he said I was ready for my bar mitzvah. Anyway, we had a lot of fun doing these records together, and I decided to do a song from the second album that we did, the album Menorah. And this song is called Fork Garden. Just a bit of a background. In kosher tradition, you're not supposed to use utensils for both meat and dairy. You can't mix those up. And if you do, the utensil has to be buried in soil for a few days, and then it becomes kosher again. This song is about that tradition. And it's called Fork Garden. Here we go. With Mom and Dad gone, we were cleaning the house where they'd lived since they moved there in '78. There were his clothes and her clothes, and hundreds of photos, and dozens of medicines long out of date. The Shabbos menorah was there on the mantel, the Passover cups in a cabinet nearby, a drawer of tilasium and bags of blue velvet, 2 bottles unopened of Crown Royal Rye. Then my little daughter came up and said, Daddy, come see the fork garden I found over here. We went to the kitchen where Mom had grown houseplants in splendid profusion for many's a year. My daughter then pointed to pieces of silverware stuck in the soil around the rim of each pot. And memories rushed into my mind as I realized what I was seeing and had almost forgot. I said to her, sweetheart, when I was just little, I'd make a mistake and I'd use the wrong fork. Milchig for Fleischig and Fleischig for milchig. I'd just grab whatever utensil would work. So Bubby would bury it out in the garden, and after 3 days it was kosher again. And as Zeta got older, he too got forgetful and kept Bubby busy right to the end. Now my daughter's grown into a lovely young woman, too young to remember her Bubby back then. But often when we're telling old family stories, she mentions her Bubby's fork garden again. Sometimes a monument needn't be made out of marble and stand in a big public square. Sometimes it only takes forks stuck in potting soil to call up a life of devotion and care. It's Bubby's fork garden, my mother's fork garden, it's Bushy's fork garden. Fork Garden by my friend Shelley Posen. Shelley, I hope the pronunciations were okay. Thanks so much.